Before I start, I do recognise a lot of people in the audience, so it's good to see a lot of people I've met before, but if I haven't met you yet, yes, I'm a little bit short. If I haven't met you yet, then I'm looking forward to chatting at lunchtime or in the breaks or even during the sessions. So I'll get started real quick. I have my timer set, so I know I'm on limited time today. But I thought I would go through just a quick intro session, and I'm going much further into depth on how to in the afternoon. So just to start, I wanted to give everyone just a quick overview of where we are at right now. So as of this month, we have 350 million travellers visiting TripAdvisor per month. We have 6.6 million businesses listed, and we generally see throughout the month we get around 500,000 new businesses listed. So it's a little bit crazy at the moment. Of that, we have around 690,000 attractions. We have 4.1 million businesses that are in the restaurant business. So that's our fastest growing sector at the moment. And we have over 1 million hotels listed. And just one fact to note that we're actually now at 255 reviews per minute. So by the end of the day, there will be quite a few thousand new reviews, and hopefully there's some written on Alice. So just to give you a quick idea of where we're sitting in terms of the online travel market, we are sitting at the top with around 18 to 19%, depending on if we're looking at TripAdvisor as the website or TripAdvisor as the media group. So just to give you a quick idea of who we are, we have quite a few different businesses within the portfolio, and you'll actually be hearing from Viator after my session today. So they're one of the businesses among many others. So you might recognise a couple, you potentially don't recognise many, but we have websites like Cruise Critic, we have Seat Guru, Gate Guru, Virtual Tourist, Tingo, I'm not sure if you've heard of any of these, and we also have Dimmy that joined us last year, and Dimmy is the restaurant reservation business. So as I noticed on the schedule, we have an emphasis on pre-arrival, on-ground visitation and post-visit. So I just wanted to show you what the touch points are of TripAdvisor in this process. So the pre-arrival process is definitely the awareness, the consideration, the comparison phase. So within this process, we actually see people can determine where they're going and actually change their mind throughout that search process. So we actually find that the hotels have the biggest influence within this process, and most travellers look between 15 and 20 hotels when they're determining where they're going to stay. What we see is around 50% of travellers are now pre-booking their activities. However, 50% are booking generally within 3 days of travel or once they arrive. So the on-ground visitation is definitely the experience phase. We see lots of people are booking their activities, they're looking for restaurants, and they're looking for even last-minute places to stay. And then the post-visit is definitely the advocacy phase, where we see the reviews, Facebook, and obviously word of mouth. So just to show you, this is our latest data from June. We actually looked into how many minutes people are spending on different sites. So you would recognise a couple in the lower box, like Twitter, Pinterest, BuzzFeed, LinkedIn, and Instagram. So we're actually just trying to determine how long people spend in terms of a minute and how many page views that we're getting. So what we found is that an average of 3.2 minutes per visit, and we actually find people visit multiple times a day, and normally between 3.6 and 4 pages per visit, and that's referring to businesses. So if your business is listed, obviously there's a better chance that you will be viewed. And in terms of how many minutes per month, it was around 8.9 minutes, and hopefully people are coming back, as we did see repeat visitation. So just to cap off some of the things that Mitch already said, but obviously these days your business's reputation is determined by other people, which wasn't how it used to be, but unfortunately that is the world that we live in. So your business reputation is really determined by what people are saying on review sites, what people are saying on blog sites, social media, and OTAs. It's very hard to manage your business reputation these days yourself without having that external influence. So 80% of people are looking for information, and they'll first go obviously onto the internet. Mobile is definitely a big part of this. And we asked people, why are you using the internet? And we actually found, and I find myself agreeing with this, I tend to feel I get a better price on the internet. Does anyone else feel like these days, if you're looking online, you're going to get a better price because you know that price is probably the most competitive at that moment in time compared to that brochure or something that you saw the other day? So in terms of our mobile usage, over 50% of people are using the mobile site. And we found that as of June, over 340 million travellers are using the app. So yes, they've downloaded it. We definitely had a moment of thinking, how many people just download the app and don't actually use it? But we do find most of our users are using the app for various reasons. When they're at home, when I'm at home in my local area, I'll use the app just to look for restaurants. It's something quite simple, it seems, but these days, with the chance to book online, my restaurant reservation with my friends at the time I want, and I don't have to be on the phone. That's a big part of what we see travellers using in their local areas, and then obviously when they travel. So I just wanted to show you quickly, if anyone's noticed this, then excellent. If they haven't, that's okay. There's something that we call your travel timeline. So it's actually tracking you everywhere you go. So this was just recently when I was in Darwin. It actually tracked me to the point where when I pass businesses in the street, it picks up my location. So these days what we're doing is we're trying to determine where people are, what they've just passed by, or let's say I actually did go to the Youth Shack Backpackers. I must have walked past it. I was in the Botanical Gardens and I was at the Mantra. I don't know I think 8:10 is the actual time I was in the street on the way to the Novotel Darwin. So there's quite a few things we're looking at the moment to try to get people to understand where they've been. It's even a little bit of a reminder if I can't remember where I've been. But it gives people the opportunity to review you at every single moment of the day. So today it would have picked up that I actually walked from Lassiter's Hotel through the casino, so it would have picked up that I went to the casino, and now it's picking up that I'm in the convention centre. So it's a little bit freaky, but just check it out. I just wanted to go through a quick overview of what people are searching for. So what we found is that actually people are searching for more and more attractions and tours. So we're seeing a bit of a decrease in hotel search and definitely an increase in attractions and restaurants. We're finding a lot of people are using the forums. So does anyone here, has anyone ever looked at the forum before? A couple of people? Definitely, there are some interesting things that people are saying. So this is as of, I only looked 2-3 weeks back, and these are the top trending topics. So Red Centre itinerary was one that had been trending a lot. Each post generally got about 20 to 25 responses, and people were actually concerned about what they were going to do, driving distances. They were actually asking people for full itineraries, which was amazing to see. Crime was mentioned, which was one thing that I was quite surprised, and that was, I wouldn't say it was trending. There were quite a few comments, and there was actually some aggressive people comparing Alice Springs to the US. Travelling with young children, so determining what places in the Red Centre were appropriate. Car rental was a big one, and layover suggestions. So as was mentioned in Mitch's presentation, it was interesting that a lot of people didn't know what to do on a layover. They didn't actually know where to stay, how much time they needed, and they were looking for other travel advice. So these were a couple of just screenshots. The layover one was quite interesting because they were laying over from Ayers Rock on their way to Cairns, and they had one night here. Didn't know what to do, didn't know how long things would take. There's 3 adults travelling together and they don't do adventure. So that sounds quite boring, but anyway. So Uluru with a small baby, they were just basically asking with a 6-month-old what is possible. The crime, again, was mentioned, and nervous about Red Centre. So there was quite a few people that were actually nervous about how they were going to get from point A to point B. Obviously, they were talking about their car rental, but there was quite a few funny comments from people. So just to go through quickly on why reviews matter and why TripAdvisor exists, we actually find that reviews are largely positive. So the average review score is between 4 and 4.5. So if your business is getting between those points on average, then you're doing very well. We see a very small percent of businesses get below a 4. So the power of reviews for hotels, it actually changes between hotels, attractions and restaurants. Hotels, 96% of people say that they will consider reviews important when planning and booking. And 83% of people say they'll usually or always reference TripAdvisor. So those people are looking. If you're a restaurant or an attraction, 85% of people say that they'll usually or always reference TripAdvisor, and 79% that said that for an attraction. Sorry, 85% was for a restaurant. So people are generally considering themselves to be experts and food critics these days, and that's why they're loving the opportunity to review a restaurant. Just one last slide. I'm going to cover off management response and the importance of management response in my later session, but I just wanted to highlight to anyone that hasn't responded to reviews before that 77% of people say that it makes them believe that they care about their guests, and 87% says that it improves their impression. So I'll go through all of those. Don't worry, I have looked at some of your business profiles on TripAdvisor, and I do have a couple of comments, all constructive, but management response is the big part or the big takeaway for my session later. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Jess. And I suppose for people who don't know, we've done quite a large deal with TripAdvisor on a global scale because of the stats you can see there to interrupt people and get to them at the right time, at the right place. So it's a $1.5 million deal, global deal with TripAdvisor to promote the Northern Territory, take control of all of our destination pages on a global scale. And actually, we can actually serve ads to people who are in those moments thinking about the destination. We can see if they've actually flipped into our world or not, or if they're interested in NT. We can talk to people who have got, looking at Sydney, they're coming from London. How can we show them how to add on Alice Springs? If you're or Uluru, if you're going 2 hours out to the Blue Mountains, why not go 3 and go to the Rock? Like, there's all different things we're trying to do. We can have these micro messages to try and get these customers to think differently about why they're choosing Australia. And we're already starting to see some great results from that. Kicked off in September, so we'll run that all the way through until June. So it's certainly important for everyone to know that TripAdvisor, we're punching a fair bit of traffic through it, and your listings in those spaces will get hopefully some more visibility and more traffic, and we'll be measuring that as well. So thanks, Jess. Hand over to the team from Viator, a part of the TripAdvisor obviously team, and quite a different sort of approach around distribution. So we've got Katie here, if you can give her a round of applause to talk about distribution in Viator.
Morning, everyone. Thanks so much for taking time out of your busy days to be here. We're really excited to be here as well as part of the Digital Leap today. Get our photos off the screen. Okay, so as an OTA, we really wanted to, give you a bit of an overview of how we distribute your products and also what platforms we use as well. And it's very much how we put a spin on that. So Viator at a really quick glance. We focus very much on tours and activities, and it's just an online platform, and we've been specialising in that sector since 1995. More recently, in 2014, we were acquired by TripAdvisor as part of their vision to create really a one-stop shop for people to research, book and then review their holidays. Currently, we've got over 48,000 products listed globally in over 2,400 destinations as well. But we're always on the lookout to work with more suppliers, get more product online. But as a Viator partner, we actually distribute your products with over 3,000 affiliate partners globally. So that includes a lot of the major airlines, including Qantas, Jetstar, British Airways, and New Zealand. As well as hotel chains, Lonely Planet, things like that. Your products are also then distributed through over 175,000 travel agents globally. So platforms like Arc Marketplace in the States, Hello World, Excite Holidays, your products are distributed through all of those platforms as well. We've heard a lot about mobile today, which I'll touch on a bit more, but again, mobile app is a huge way which customers are actually using to travel these days. At the moment, Viator is available in in 11 languages, and we transact in 13 currencies as well. So really giving people the opportunity to book in a way that's comfortable for them. They're avoiding foreign transaction fees, all that type of thing. And as a customer, Viator's providing an easy way to book on the go. Okay, so ways in which online can help to build your business. So we're seeing consistent booking patterns through both low and high seasons, and this is largely attributed to the fact that we distribute domestically and internationally as well. To touch on Adam's point a bit earlier, I think awareness is a huge thing that we like to focus on. The more activities that we can build in destination, hopefully we're helping to improve the awareness of all the really cool things to do in destination, and subsequently getting to people to stay longer as well. Viator supports all businesses big and small, so no product, no supplier is too unique, too small, too big, too out there. In fact, a lot of our customers are too big, too small, too out there and too unique. So we need products to suit all people. They're diverse in the way that their interests, so we need products to match as well. Okay, so how do we do that? How do we get products out there to all these people and all of their different research patterns? Again, we've heard a lot about mobile today. Mobile development or app development can be a little bit daunting and also really expensive as a supplier. So we do that for you. We've got apps for Android, iPhone, iPad, and the watch as well. Paid search marketing. We've heard a bit about that this morning as well. So we do that a lot for you as well, and we're consistently making sure that we're highly ranked in natural search as well as paid. Social media. So we've got a team of social media people that actually make sure that we're constantly talking to people and putting different messages in front of people at the right times. This is an example of one of our affiliate partners, Qantas. So this looks and feels very much like the Qantas brand. It's the Qantas website, but you'll see up in the top right-hand corner, it's actually powered by the Viator content. So your tours and activities are being filtered out through all of these affiliate platforms. And you know what? The airlines are a really good one to be a part of. They know when people are travelling, how long they're in destination for, and we're retargeting those people with products, things to do when they're on the ground. This is just a really quick example of emails that we send out to people. So yes, this is Europe, but it's making sure that we're hitting people at opportune moments. It was Europe high season recently, making sure we're giving people good messages at the right time. And lastly, TripAdvisor. So Jess has touched on this already. TripAdvisor is very much, people still have the opportunity to go directly through to your websites and make bookings, and they still will. What we're trying to do with these booking buttons is actually giving people the option to book in their local currency, in their local language. Some people want to book all of their activities in one transaction as well, while others may also want to book with a global brand that they recognise. So all these opportunities to try and turn more lookers into bookers. We try and make it as easy as possible for our supplier partners as well. So we do have an online platform where you can sign up, create an account, manage and load your own products as well, and then you have access to these products 24/7. We do connect with a lot of different reservation systems. So again, Adam mentioned earlier that after-hour access to bookings and last-minute availability is a huge detractor, and we're missing out on a lot of bookings in a lot of cases. We actually connect with over 30 reservation systems. Popular ones which we list with or connect with in Australia are ones like Resdy, ResPax, Booking Boss, Bookio. There's a number of others as well. But essentially what that does is it reads your live availability and allows people to book, and that booking drops straight into your system. So we're actually taking away a lot of the manual work, and it means that people can get to a destination, see how they're feeling for the next day, and they can book their activities for that day or the next day. We've also got a team of people both in Las Vegas, so we have a 24/7 call centre in Las Vegas. We actually have a team of people in Sydney that are here to support our supplier partners in Australia. However, if you need help or if the passengers need help after hours, there's a team of people there to support them. And that bottom photo is actually a team of all our engineers in Sydney who build platforms, improve a lot of processes, and are constantly there to make sure that we're, constantly improving. We'll be around in the afternoon sessions later as well to answer any questions anyone might have. I know there's a few people around, a few familiar faces that we work with and have done for a long time, and a few of you which I'm really keen to meet as well. So we'll be around if you've got any questions. But that's it from us. Thank you.
So we really wanted to have, obviously, someone from the distribution world. We could just do a whole day in distribution, honestly. It's that full on when you think about how it all comes together. Viator, obviously, with TripAdvisor, a pretty significant brand to have here, and great to hear that version of what goes on. I know everyone's got different ways to think about distribution, but number one, I suppose, from our point of view, is that if you're seeing the digital leap as being something which distribution needs to be improved, or we need more people onto it, or we need to find platforms which complement what the NT's needs are to help people add on. The whole touring experience from the East Coast to here, because it's not normally from an international point of view just a one-stop kind of stop and flop and go and find things. It's made up of lots of different parts of the itinerary. Those sort of things from a distribution point of view, if there's gaps in the market, you've got people here who have got 150 engineers who might be able to go and help us actually build something that might help our problem. So we really wanted to think outside the square when it comes to distribution. So keep that in the back of your mind, plus doing what already happens out there better. Just getting product listed is a good start to make sure people know we've got things here to do. So thank you very much, Viator.